The Federal and Thomas Hospital Puliangudi jointly present the Tenkasi Marathon 2025. This event is co-presented by Selvarani Readymades and powered by Repco Home Finance and Sriram Nalamani Yadava Educational Institutions. Run for Health on Sunday, June 29.
After 7 delays, the moment has finally arrived. Remember the date, June 25, 2025, 12:01 noon IST. This is the date and the time when Axiom-4 has been finally launched to the International Space Station, and it's double celebrations time for India as India's Air Force Group Captain and also the astronaut designate plus the mission pilot Shubhanshu Shukla has made India proud. And to talk more on Axiom-4 and Shubhanshu Shukla, I am joined in by Professor T.V. Venkateswaran, who is joining us right from Detroit, Michigan in America. First of all, thanks a lot, Doctor, for joining us. And I would like to just ask you straight away, what is your initial reaction after watching the launch?
Yeah, so after many delays, quite obviously one is perturbed that maybe at the last moment there might be, for example, once again rescheduled. But thankfully it has not happened, and they have been launched into space. And in about 24 hours, 30 hours, they should be docking with the International Space Station. And that will be momentous for two reasons. That first time after 40 years, Indian astronaut is able to go to space. That would be a historical landmark in its own self. And second, for the first time, we will get access to International Space Station. When Rakesh Sharma went about 40 years ago, it was Salute 7, which, if one has to use some kind of analogy, one can say that that's like bicycle, and the International Space Station is like Volvo bus. That's the,
Yes.
of course, that was very, very, very early stages. The International Space Station, of course, is built on those experience, but still, it was a very small space, only very few things could be done. But whereas International Space Station has a lot of capacities, it's an important moment in the India space history.
Absolutely. And to just talk more on the more on India and also the moment, can you just tell us, what, because there are a lot of space missions that happens, but India's participation is obviously limited, growing, but also limited. So what does this mission actually mean for the people of India, and also with respect to India's presence in the international space ecosystem?
Okay, if one has to evaluate what this mission is about, going beyond the Shubhanshu Shukla or the momentous headlines like India again in space or something like that. If you go beyond that and look at what does it mean, I think it means few things. Number one, there was a period when, because of the certain international politics, India was not able to be part of some of the international missions. Okay, but in the recent period, that's changing. We are a part of number of mega science projects which are internationally driven. Famous one being ITER, where we are trying to recreate the process that is happening in sun, the process by which the sun produces energy, star produces energy. We want to try to recreate. India is a important partner over there. So similarly, there are many major scientific efforts which are being done where India is becoming a partner. It's good for two reasons. Number one, we will have access to international class science. Science is collective, science is global, so we will have access to that. We will also be able to contribute. And second, if we want to do it alone, it's too costly, prohibitive. It's not feasible. That's why the international collaborations have come. Both money and mental resources, human resources. So this gives us an opportunity to grow beyond what we are today. We might have done many things individually, but now so this access to International Space Station is, I think, a starting point. If this tendency continues, the future space missions, India would be able to be part of international collaborations, which will be good. See, after all, the Russia and US have come together. Something that one would have not thought would be feasible, let's say, 40 years ago. Today they have come
Yes.
together. The ISS is being run jointly. So it will be only good that India becomes part of such international efforts with various multilateral governments coming in and then pitching in. So we will also be able to play a role and then also gain from the international knowledge generation.
Absolutely. I will come to the objectives of the mission, but one thing which was really intriguing to me was, Doctor, about the delays that happened. It was not one, it was not two, not three, total 7 delays happened, and there were multiple reasons behind it. Sometimes due to technical issues, sometimes due to weather conditions, sometimes because of safety concerns. Now, my question out of curiosity is, Doctor, that when these delays happen, does the cost of the project also go up? And also, when a certain delay is happening again and again, is there a chance, does the team actually thinks that, okay, this might not work? Do the doubts also tend to creep in?
Okay, I mean, let me start with the last one because that's more about
Yeah.
human psychology. Quite obviously, we'll all be disappointed. I mean, particularly when you are put in quarantine, that is basically you are taken away from the community. See, before you are launched to space, you are in quarantine, meaning that except through telephone or things like that, you don't have communication with outside world. I mean, you can't just walk out, have a dinner, and come back. Things of that kind.
Yes.
Basically, because you have to be fit to fly, you should not catch any microbes. So that's why the quarantine is being made. So once it is made, and then the launch is delayed beyond a point, and then you are released again. I mean, it's a bit frustrating. Certainly, it will be a bit
Yeah.
frustrating. But people are trained for it. I mean, it's not as if that it's unanticipated or unknown. Okay, so people are trained for it. Yeah, certainly there'll be disappointments. So that effect will be there. I mean, one can't say that it won't be there. Now, with regard to cost, with regard to Axiom mission, it's like a turnkey project.
Hmm.
So we have paid Axiom a certain amount of money.
60
That's it.
million dollars, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very sure. I mean, official
Yeah.
information is yet to come, but there are a lot of talks like that. So whatever it
Yeah.
is, we have paid. So that's it. For Axiom, yes, all these delays will be cost, but some of that might be covered by insurance. Maybe there will be some kind of agreement with agencies because if the launch is due to some other reason, like say for example, the technical error in the launch vehicle, quite obviously, Axiom would insist that SpaceX bear that cost, right? I mean, of course, they are not going to say that, okay, take it from my pocket, right? So I'm not very sure, but yeah, for India, the cost will not go up because it's a turnkey project.
Right, right. And also, Doctor, if for the benefit of our viewers, you could actually summarize as to what are the key objectives behind this Axiom-4 mission.
See, first objective is to get experience of a space mission, human space travel. That's
Hmm.
the fundamental objective. Essentially, there is a process by which this happens. I mean, you train people, so it's not only he was. I mean, Shubhanshu Shukla was trained. I mean, there was also as a backup, Balakrishnan Nair was also trained. So
Yes.
you have now two trained people who have a knowledge of what it means to go to space, what kind of pre-preparation you should do. So if we establish a human space center, it's not like if we establish, we have established. So it will be an addition to our human space center, right? So let's
Right.
go back and look at, for example, Sunita Williams, who was in the news for quite a long time. Okay, let's recall what she was doing before that mission. Before that mission, she was a trainer for Boeing company for training
Mm.
next generation pilots for the Boeing's Starliner. And before that, of course, she was a NASA astronaut, right? So, both Balakrishnan Nair and Shubhanshu Shukla will become your key human resource for future training. So that's one important thing that one can look at. The second objective is scientific. That is, you are planned some scientific research which can be conducted in only what is technically called as microgravity. So, if I have to use a layperson's language, microgravity means that a situation where the gravitational pull is not felt. The gravity is there. The gravity is the pull is not felt. So that's the microgravity situation. So you have to conduct certain experiments in that kind of a condition. So that's scientific objective. So these, I would say, are two major, let's say, goals or outcomes that one can look from this mission.
Dr. Taking to Shubhanshu Shukla, because there's a lot of buzz around him, also which you also mentioned, Sunita Williams also earlier. But now now Shubhanshu Shukla becomes a center point. But I will be very specific over here. How critical is Shubhanshu Shukla's role as a mission pilot for this Axiom-4?
Yeah, so it's a very, very important role. In fact, every mission, not just this mission, but every space launch, if you look, one person would be a pilot, usually with a background in Air Force or a person who are excellent capabilities in handling jet flights. Okay, so that's the kind of person that usually chosen and trained. Like, for example, Sunita Williams herself was a pilot, right? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, what is your role? So, the first 15 minutes, basically, when you are sitting in your capsule and the Falcon rocket is taking the capsule to space, you don't have any role. You just chill out, not actually chill out. I mean, you will be experiencing
Comfortable.
huge gravity and things of that kind. But the moment your capsule is released in space, from that moment to docking, you would be piloting that craft. Of course, mostly it will go by autopilot, but then there might be some human intervention required. You have to oversee it. So that will be the pilot's job. Similarly, when you do undocking, and then when you want to do a re-entry, until the re-entry point, the vessel will be piloted by Shubhanshu Shukla. So it's a very, very crucial role during this period, in addition to his scientific work while you are staying in ISS.
Right. Just coming to India as a whole again, Doctor. So, do you see India's future, or rather India participating in this future commercial or long-term space station projects a lot more than what they were used to earlier?
I think we would be taking that step. I think this opening up with ISS is essentially yeah, exploration or let's say baby steps towards harnessing the space technology in a full manner. So let me just say like this. Okay, it's like the space station. Whether you build your own or you are part of an international mission, the space station gives you an opportunity to do certain kind of research, certain kind of R&D development, certain kind of knowledge development, which is not possible with earth-based exploration or research centers. So certainly, yes, it's a very important one. I think I would be very happy if, for example, either with the ISS or in future some international space station, India is also part. Like, for example, India is part of many international science cooperation. As I said, it's a win-win situation for all. because everyone brings money so that some big thing can be done, which individually you cannot do. And
Yeah.
also everyone brings in human resources, which is also good, right? So yeah, so I think this will be a starting point for India being an important player in some of the international programs.
India will definitely be looking at being a very, very key player in space projects or moving forward. Before we sign off, Doctor, one question.
Hmm.
What message would you give to the young Indians? Young Indians who have watched this historic moment of, Axiom-4 launch, because out there will be someone, a young Shubhanshu Shukla, there will be a young Sunita Williams. So, what's your message for all of them out there?
Yeah, I would say that it's a very exciting time. A lot of possibilities are there before us. There are also challenges. The international scene is getting murkier. Hopefully, we would also come out of that situation. But yes, so there are lots of opportunities today. I mean, needs today. There are a lot of questions. Many things that we thought we knew, we now suddenly understand that that may not be exactly right. There is more to know. Yes, it's only with young blood the next step can occur. Uh, so go with hope, go with the dreams. Yeah.
Go with dreams, absolutely. Who would have thought in the 1981 when Rakesh Sharma was launched into space that it will take India 4 decades for another Indian to go into the International Space Station? But that is now a reality. India's pilot is in space, and Axiom-4 mission with Shubhanshu Shukla has taken off. Thanks a lot, Doctor, for your time. Very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Right. And for all the latest news related to Axiom 4 and much more, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
The Federal and Thomas Hospital jointly present the Tenkasi Marathon 2025. This event is co-presented by Selvarani Readymades, powered by Repco Home Finance and Sriram Nallamani Yadava Educational Institutions, along with associate sponsors Treasure Island International School, Homeway Properties, PPR Power Tech, and Premium Samsung Cafe. Run for Health on Sunday, June 29. Entry is free. All are welcome.